That's right, we are up bright and early because there is nothing like an Indian election to really get you going. There is no other country, as I said, like India, where democracy is in action on counting day. In about an hour from now, the electronic voting machines will be open, and we promise you the fastest analysis, fastest results, and the best analysis here on India Today television. So sit back and treat this like a T20 match. IPL is next month. We are bringing you the Indian Political League, and I promise you it's just as exciting. Joining me now is my old friend, Dr. Sandeep Shastri of Lokniti. He and his group really refined election analysis in this country, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Jain University, Bengaluru. Also joining us, a formidable panel of guests, Ashok Lahiri, one of the men who invented psephology in this country in the 1980s. Welcome to the show, Ashok. I hope you've had a morning cup of tea. What do the good Bengalis have early morning?
No, I didn't get my Rasgulla and Luchi.
You can't have Luchi and Rasgulla at 7 in the morning. I can't even manage that. Manisha Priyam, welcome to the show. One of the country's premier political scientists. She's tracked states bottom up. Thank you very much for coming. Lots to look forward to. Dipankar Gupta, the country's preeminent political sociologist, and looking as always very, very dashing. What do you do to keep yourself looking so young, Dr. Gupta?
I always stay with people who have poor eyesight.
Ah, good one. You got me on that. That's where I've removed my glasses because I want to look young. Javed Ansari, the man from Ghazipur, Uttar Pradesh's son of the soil, is going to track that big state for us. Welcome, Javed.
Thank you, Raj.
He's had his cup of tea early in the morning like a good Lucknowi and is now ready like a Nawab to take us through the next few
All
hours.
of Lucknow is fast asleep, just by the way.
All of Lucknow. No, my mother has got up. She asked me, what time is your program? I'll get up half an hour earlier. She's done her puja. She's the only person I know who always watches my shows religiously. So I have one viewer. That's my mother. Ajit Jha, welcome, editor research at India Today. And Ajit, welcome to the show. You've been going through the numbers for us, and that's what we are going to do. This is going to be about numbers and analysis in the next few hours, because there's plenty, as I said, to look forward to. And we are going to really go across these states right in the morning, because India in the morning is the best place to have breakfast. Kamlesh Sutar is in my favorite city of Panjim, where early morning you can get pav, and you can get, maybe if you're really wanting to be a little adventurous, a bit of fish curry as well. Early morning fish in Goa. We'll also be going to Lucknow, where Gaurav Sawant is having kachoris. And we are traveling to Indrajit Kundu in Imphal, where I'm told the market has opened bright and early on this Saturday. But I want to come to you, Gaurav, first. When you were last there, I could see that the BJP office was deserted. Surely, if you're a pracharak, you wake up early. Why hasn't the BJP woken up a little earlier on a day that they intend to celebrate in Lucknow?
Is there a time difference between Northeast?
Rajdeep, the temple run has begun in Lucknow. Rita Bahuguna Joshi, the BJP candidate from Lucknow Cant, has visited the Hazratganj Hanuman temple. She's sought divine blessings, as have other BJP leaders. In fact, there is very interesting terminology on ground. The BJP says they hope to end 14 years of Vanvas out of power, and here, just across the road, return to the Vidhan Sabha. So the temple run has already started. BJP leaders say they are confident of victory, but all across, as Javed was just mentioning, this city of Nawab wakes up in a very relaxed manner. The tea shops in Lucknow already abuzz. Television channels, they're looking at numbers, they're looking at exit polls, and everybody's an analyst with results. So, Mr. Lahiri is looking forward to his rasgullas. I've had the peda at the Hanuman temple early in the morning and looking forward to results all through the day.
Just watch your cholesterol. The BJP likes to lace their laddus with a lot of oil. So if they win today, you're going to be plied with a lot of laddus there. I don't know about laddus in Goa, but certainly Goans waking up early morning is not exactly what they like to do on a weekend, Kamlesh Sutar. So I presume Goa is still sleeping it off.
Well, indeed, at least not on a Saturday, you will see any kind of movement on the street of Goa. And Rajiv, you will better understand the concept of sushegat. Goa loves to lazy around everybody in Goa, but at this point, at the BJP office, there is movement. There are people present here at 7 o'clock. Particularly BJP workers, they have put up a huge screen outside the BJP office, and some time from now they will be beaming all the results here on a huge LED screen, results from different states, not only Goa. So they are keenly watching those results. And also, if my camera person Mahesh could show, there are preparations for all the morning breakfast and sweets that are to be prepared at the BJP office here in Panjim. BJP workers present here, they are sure about celebrations. Mithai would be brought. The Goa is not famous for mithai, and in Goa you don't celebrate with mithai. There are several other and better ways to celebrate a victory in Goa. But
I'll tell you one
contest, because this time it's not only a traditional contest between.
Right, there are several ways to celebrate in Goa. We could discuss that on another day. But Goa sausages with pav early morning is a great way to have a breakfast in Goa. So if you're in Panjim, try the Goa sausages and pav. What else you'll have later in the day when you celebrate, we'll discuss as the day goes by. I also want to dip into Manipur, because Indrajit Kundu, this is a state which has gone through much violence, curfew, troubled times. Hopefully the people of Manipur are looking for some kind of rehabilitation today.
Well, that's right. You know, we talk about the disconnect as far as India's northeast with the mainland is concerned. You know, one thing that connects the hinterland with the mainland is the weather today. There's been drizzling since morning, in fact, since last night, and there's a nip in the air. It's cold out here. So just as there is drizzle that is happening across North India, similar kind of a weather here in Manipur as well. But yes, you know, the temperature as far as the political climate here is concerned is on the rise. There is eager anticipation. Never in the history of Manipur we have seen such anticipation as far as the state assembly elections are concerned, primarily because we are seeing a very stiff fight between the Congress, because it's a stronghold of the Congress. 3 times the Congress has been able to form government in the last 3 consecutive terms, and they are facing a stiff resistance from the BJP. Whether the BJP is able to break a Congress citadel here after Assam and Arunachal, that would be the key question. But the Congress, and as far as the exit poll that we have shown is concerned, clearly gives an edge to the Congress. And of course, there is the X factor of Iram Sharmila and Praja. There has been this history of the anti-AFSPA movement and insurgency and violence. How much of a dent she is able to make, what is the impact she has, and whether she has the kind of acceptance that she had as an anti-AFSPA activist and now as a political activist, it would be very interesting to see. So quite a lot of eager anticipation. But people here say, so whoever comes to power, there should be semblance of normalcy here in Imphal and Manipur, because even as we speak, it's been a 5-month-long blockade of the Imphal Valley with the price of essential commodities skyrocketing.
Well, that's the problem. You know, at the end of the day, elections are one thing. What will it take to end the curfew in a state like Manipur, where an LPG cylinder can often go for 1,600 to 2,000 rupees at the moment? Think about that. That's something to think about as you have your cup of tea in other parts of the country. But I want to focus with my first big question. And my first big question is the one everyone is asking. Is today another big day for Narendra Modi? Is he going to prove himself to be India's most vote-catching leader since Indira Gandhi? Is this Mr. Modi's Indira Gandhi moment, where a national leader can carry along India's biggest state, Uttar Pradesh? Sandeep Shastri, is that what this election is about? Uttar Pradesh and winning Uttar Pradesh. Yes, there are 5 elections, but 80% of the time and attention will probably be occupied by, can the BJP win Uttar Pradesh with a majority for the first time after 26 years?
I think the Prime Minister has staked a lot of time, energy and reputation on Uttar Pradesh. And if the BJP were able to do well in Uttar Pradesh, I think it's going to be full credit to the Prime Minister for his leadership. And as I said on your exit poll program, in some senses today is like the first semi-final. And if the BJP were to win that, I think next year's semi-final will be much easier. and then you have the final of 2019. So today's election results, I think, are very critical in shaping the politics of the country in the coming year and in the Lok Sabha elections of 2019.
Manisha Priyam, do you believe that that's the principal interest in terms of the bigger national picture? Can Narendra Modi show that he is truly a pan-national leader who on his own personal image and charisma can carry off state after state? Whether it's a UP, whether it's even a Manipur or a Goa, it's about Mr. Modi and the cult of Modi.
Certainly, that's the way the BJP is moved towards these elections. At this point, however, my eyes are completely focused on what the electorate in Uttar Pradesh has done. We've gone ahead too long in looking at what were the offerings on the side of political parties. That's the supply side of politics. Today, however, the citizen voice, the voter voice is going to resurrect itself. The important part also is that both in Uttar Pradesh and in Punjab, we are looking at an increasingly impoverished agricultural electorate, and where that part of India's new type of voter, an increasingly poor agricultural voter, is going towards. That's something that I'm going to watch out for. If Mr. Modi wins, which the polls say that he is likely to do, then it's certainly a new day for the country.
It could be a big day for the for Uttar Pradesh, and I'll come back to that in a moment with you, Dr. Gupta, because there's a sense that a new social coalition could be born. You've been often talking about don't just look at caste. Well, going beyond caste. Now, if the BJP does win a big majority, as our exit polls are suggesting, it would obviously mean a cross-class, cross-caste appeal that the BJP has built for itself. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would say that it's true. And I would say that of any party that wins the elections, it has to be a cross-caste alliance. It can't be simply one caste or two castes banding together. Remember, over 49% of non-OBCs are in UP. So you can't, sort of depend on Yadav.
No, because for years we have said it is about Dalit Muslim social engineering, it's Dalit Brahmin social engineering, it's Muslim Yadav social engineering.
But you may have noticed that in every election, the alliances fall in different ways. They are not quite predictable. What they were in one election, they're often undone in the next. So the Dalit Muslim or the OBC coalition, they're never the same. They keep changing over time. Election after election, you have different coalitions, and each time you have to re-theorize or start our thinking all over again.
You have to start your thinking all over again. I'm just wondering though, as we play these images, the fact is this has been an unusually long election, Mr. Lahiri. Dr. Lahiri, many believe that this 7-phase election has to end, and it favors the party which has more money, because you need for 7 weeks to put a lot of money into a campaign of this nature. Do you believe the 7-phase election campaign needs to be rethought? Uttar Pradesh could have been done in 2 phases, 3 phases. Why not? Why are we still stuck in this marathon election?
Rajdeep, in this morning only Dr. Gupta was telling me why 7 phases. Now, there are administrative problems. I don't know the details. Mind you, this is a huge operation in terms of security arrangements, in terms of mobilizing the polling people, getting the places. So I don't know the details. But the issue is, if it could be compressed, would it be desirable? The answer is yes. We should compress it. But on the greater issue of what are we looking forward to, let me add 2 things.
Yes.
One is, indeed it's right that Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister, is showing energy which we last saw with Indira Gandhi. In terms of campaigning, it's crisscrossing, and it's almost like Cristiano Ronaldo playing football. Even if you're winning or losing, you will play your best game.
There's a hunger. There's a hunger. It's almost like what I saw with FC Barcelona the other day. They were 3-1 down, 3 minutes to go, they scored 4 goals. You are determined to win at all costs.
So you have been asking this question. Mr. Modi, what he has been doing, does it show desperation or does it show a killing instinct?
Yes.
I think it's a killing instinct, or even if you're dying, you die with the fight.
No, let's take that point. You've given us the first talking point, because he spent last 3 days in Varanasi, his home constituency, his adopted home. Most people felt it's a sign of desperation. Others are saying, like Ashok Lahiri, it shows a killer instinct. What is it, desperation or killer instinct?
Killer instinct. Win or lose, this is Mr. Modi's election. Obviously, if he wins UP, it will be the jewel in the crown. It was a calculated risk that they took. It was a part of a calculated strategy. The last two phases, there were 70 plus seats going to the polls, and they believe that a high voltage, high octane campaign spearheaded by none less than the Prime Minister would get them at least 50% of those 70.
So you're back to that old ye dil mange more. You have to go in for every seat. Every seat matters. Even your 3 seats of Varanasi matter.
But had it not been stretched out, had Varanasi and 2 phases in Purvanchal, what's the justification for that? Had that much time not been available, this long drive from Assi, from Sankat Mochan to Kashi Vishwanath would all have been up in a day. If we had had maybe even 2 phase elections, half of UP one day, half the other day, this long drawn out scenario made for the television, made for the eyeballs would not have been possible.
But the hunger, let's come back to it. Is it about hunger? Is this about election of BJP? I was showing a map there of the BJP before 2014 and now. It's expanding geographically. Even in Manipur, the Prime Minister did a rally, Amit Shah does rallies. Are you getting a sense that this is a party which believes its time has come? Which is why today is such a big day.
This is a leader who believes his time has come, and he will squeeze every inch of advantage that he possibly can.
So it's Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed, use anything and everything. You can break the parties in Uttarakhand, you can break parties in Manipur, but you can also socially
and
expand.
you can use the kind of language that you used in the last.
No, but let's be fair to Mr. Modi. Let's be fair to Mr. Modi. He and Amit Shah have strategized UP.
Absolutely.
Micromanaged, and I saw the hunger. I can give some figures. There are 13 lakh BJP volunteers in 1.28 lakh booths in Uttar Pradesh. A man called Sunil Bansal, not known, has done this over the last 3 years as an RSS organizing secretary for UP. Where is the hunger? I don't see the hunger on the other side. Is it about hunger?
Rajdeep, the campaign started much earlier. Surgical strike, demonetization, all the financial policy, the foreign policy, the campaign, everything was aimed towards winning UP. And that's what makes it a great party. That's what makes Modi a great leader. He's like Arjun. He just looks at the eye of the fish.
So surgical strikes you're saying was aimed at winning UP and not teaching Pakistan a lesson?
Well, what I'm saying, the political fallout of surgical strikes was such that when we did our pre-poll survey, it showed enormous amount of sort of a rise for the BJP. The same thing happened with demonetization. It was sold in a way that it ended up building a new social coalition, as we say. Building up, turning it into a class card, that as if the BJP is working for the poor for the first time, building a post-Mandal social coalition.
It's interesting. I just want a final point and then I'll come back. We've got lots of time. Yes, Dr. Shastri. Is this about the hunger of the Modi-Shah combined? They are determined in every way today to show that they can win Uttar Pradesh after 26 years.
Beyond a shadow of doubt. And we have seen this right from the campaign of 2014, and it's been building up with every election that we have had, small election, big election, small state, big state. The strategy has been exactly the same, to try and gain as much political mileage as possible, to try and occupy as much political space as possible. And I think the results today again would be an indication of that effort on their part.
We're going to have to see whether remember, exit polls of Uttar Pradesh, some are predicting a hung assembly. And a hung assembly will throw all kinds of fascinating possibilities. But if the BJP scores anything over 190, it will be seen as a major victory for the party. They haven't won a majority on their own since 1991 at the height of the Ram Mandir wave. This could be therefore a seminal moment in the BJP's history. Will that happen? Will the polls be proven right or wrong? We'll have to wait and see. But when I return, I'm turning to the state that I believe will produce today's cliffhanger, the state of Punjab. Don't be surprised if Punjab today is the state that really goes down to the last over. If this is a T20 match, that result could be decided on virtually the last ball. Let's take a look when we return at why Punjab is the state to look out for today.
Yeah.